At Timex Nutrition Center, we advise you on the right foods to eat, exercise profile to adopt, and lifestyle strategies which are compatible to your blood group and genotype. This empowers your body to prevent and treat many diseases like diabetes, blood pressure, arthritis, ulcers, obesity, and many others. For more information, find us at our head office in Kampala on Nassa Road, Conrad Plaza, 2nd floor, or call 0758 819 952 or 0778 288 361. We also have other branches in Bara and Jinja.
UBC, inspiring Uganda.
Yes, a very good evening to you tuned into UBC TV. It's the 10th of January. Welcome to the Nutrition Talk that we normally have every second Tuesday of every month. It's January 2023, and here we come with this is the very first edition of this year, and the very first that I'm hosting. Previously, a colleague sat in for me, that is Jethro Kasaije. So welcome aboard. I have our guest, and that is Dr. Tamale. He comes from Timex Nutrition Center. They work on nutrigenomics, whereby they check your body blood type, genotype, and they tell you what you have to eat according to that your body is, and you end up having a very good life. It is good life that we work for, good life that we endeavor to always have, and that's why following whatever they discuss here is for your own good. Yes, we have questions for him. That is normally how we do it. We get people, you viewers, you send in questions about your health and about what you think, how you feel, a number of things. So we base our discussions on those questions. The last time we sat here, Doctor, I told you we're sitting for Senior 4. This time, this is Senior 6. Anyway, Happy New Year and welcome.
Happy New Year too.
Yes.
And, good evening, viewers. Thank you very much for tuning in UBC at this time to know much about your health.
Yes.
And for those who care about their health. Everything is useless in this world if you don't have health.
Totally.
And if you fail the formula of health, then you know you're a failure.
Can you repeat that formula again?
The formula of health lies in eating foods which are compatible to your blood group and genotype.
Yes.
That means every day, the body, you will be arming your body with the weapons it needs to prevent diseases and to fight diseases. That's why you see these diseases like pressure, diabetes, joint pain, asthma, most cancers, ulcers. There is no microorganism which cause them. Never. They are caused, and there is nowhere in the world where they vaccinate. That, oh, today come to say square, we're going to vaccinate against high blood pressure, or we are going to vaccinate against joint pains. No. These diseases are vaccinated in your cup, plate, and glass. And they are best treated
by
using your cup, plate, and glass. And they are caused by the cup, plate, and glass. So what we do in Timex Nutrition Center is to remove the foods which are going to cause you illness, cause you problems, and remain with the foods which are compatible to your body system. Then you enjoy yourself in life.
Thank you so much, Doctor. Now, this 10th of January 2023, yes, we have questions for you. There are a good number of them, a whole 10 questions for you to answer. Prepare. Now, I start with Mr. No, she's not a Mr. She's a lady called Peace Businje. Peace Businje. She's from Bugolobi. She says, I visited Timex Nutrition Center and was advised to take green tea and olive oil. Her questions are two. A, how do I use olive oil? Then B, green tea makes me a bit uncomfortable. Why? Let's start with her A. You advised her to take green tea and olive oil. How does she have to use olive oil? Let's start from there.
Okay, that's a good question, because most people, they spend their money buying olive oil when actually they don't know how to use it, and therefore they get out nothing.
Some people use it on the forehead.
The consumption of olive oil has, it's a special oil, and because it's a special oil, that's why
is it special, doctor?
it is different from other oils.
How?
That's why it has a premier price. Olive oil has a chain of health benefits. So many health benefits.
Okay.
It improves blood circulation, it improves digestion, it improves immunity, it brings energy, it improves the function of the liver. So many advantages of the olive oil. Now, but however, to get the health benefit from the olive oil, you must know how to use it. One, olive oil is not supposed to reach a boiling point. You see, when you are frying with these other most oils here, they put it in a saucepan, they just bring smoke, then they put their onions, and they do. With olive oil, no. So, you can use olive oil. They should have guided, if they didn't give you, I tell you, in 3 ways. One, it's very healthy to especially use extra virgin. You should be
olive oil itself has types.
Yeah, but the best is extra virgin. That's the first class. Okay, extra virgin is first class.
I'm going to disturb you a lot, doctor. What makes it
It's
best?
like it has the best. Yeah, it is. It's like when you are in a furnace, or they are getting oil from crude oil.
Yes.
Petrol will get off, then these others, then diesel, then kerosene. But they are all coming from the same one. So olive oil is extra virgin is the best oil if you can.
It's the first class of
The first class oil.
Okay.
And where to use it, you can use it in about 4 ways. One, it's very healthy to drink olive oil. You can take 3 tablespoons of olive oil in the morning and 3 when you are going to bed.
What does that do for you?
It improves immunity, it improves blood circulation. Olive oil has so many benefits. So, please, you can use, that's one way of using it. It reduces bad cholesterol, it lowers sugar levels, it helps in blood pressure. It's a wonder oil. That's why it is very expensive. It has a premium price. 2, you can put it on vegetables and salads. It's the only oil which you can put on first, and you take it without any problem. If you try to drink other types of oil, I'm sure within 3 hours you'll be in a toilet. But this is a special oil. That's why you can drink it and can keep your body system very well.
Okay.
You can put it on your vegetables piece if you want, in sauce. Now, if you want to fry using olive oil, then the moment you put the olive oil in the frying pan, immediately you put there the ingredients, the onions and so on, and fry your things. You don't wait for it to warm.
Why?
Because when beyond a particular temperature, olive oil loses its health benefits.
Okay. You burn all the ingredients out.
The ingredients that are necessary. So that's one of the biggest challenges. So that's another way of using the olive oil. So you should be able to use it that way. So if you are to fry, make sure that, for example, you are going to fry an egg, the moment you put the olive oil into the pan, put there the onions and put there the egg immediately. Don't wait for it to or if you want, you can put it in sauce and just on salads, you can just pour it in your sauce and drink. So that's the best way of using olive oil.
So if I am to fry, for example, beans, I put onions,
You put the olive oil, immediately you put the olive oil, put there the onions and so on, and put there the beans.
So I may need to boil it for some time.
It's okay. You see now when you are boiling it, when you have put there the onions, the tomatoes, and the beans,
it doesn't get affected.
It doesn't get affected.
Okay.
It's like putting it, having hot sauce and pour there olive oil. It doesn't get spoiled. Problem is burning it directly. Like these other oils, you see they burn it and they bring smoke, then they put their onion, then they make that noise, cha, then everybody knows you are frying now.
Some people even run away.
so olive oil is very, very, very good. So please, that's the best way to use the olive oil. The next question we'll talk about green tea. We talked about green tea doesn't fit. Now, green tea also is a special type of tea. For those who have come to Timex Nutrition Center, we have been telling you the health benefits of green tea. Now, one of the most important thing in green tea is what we call the flavonoids. Those are antioxidants. Some of the ingredients, okay, which help to build up cells and so on. Now, green tea
Makes her uncomfortable.
yes. Why? They are three things. First of all, green tea, we have also, it has its own laws of how they use the green tea. And again, still most people, they spend a lot of it. Green tea is very expensive because a packet of normal tea leaves, which costs 3,000, a packet of green tea of the same amount will cost about 15,000. It has a premium price. Why? It is a specialty. Now, again, why you are having problems, most likely you are not using it properly. Because green tea there's a way they are supposed to be using it.
What does green tea do
Green
for the
tea
benefit of all everybody watching us?
has so many first of all, it's an antioxidant.
Okay.
It improves digestion. It helps in removing bad cholesterol. It improves metabolism. It repairs damaged cells. It's a very good tea. It's a very good tea. But now the issue is, one, the use of green tea. How should you consume it?
In order to
You
avoid
have to get the maximum benefit of the tea. First of all, most people, they spend a lot of their money buying green tea and they misuse it. You find somebody is making green tea, then all of a sudden he's putting their sugar. They don't put sweeteners in green tea.
Okay.
Others put their honey. That's wrong.
If you have to take it, it must be on its own.
Yes. Others, what they do with the green tea is funny. They even put their milk. So all that is improper use of green tea. Green tea, you don't put there anything apart maybe from
Just warm
ginger
water and it.
and ginger. Secondly, green tea is supposed to be infused. Infused means if you get a sachet of green tea or leaves of green tea, you put them in the hot water which you're going to drink. And when you put them in the hot water, they must stay there between 3 to 4 minutes and remove them and drink. Now, some people leave green tea on a pot, they go on adding their water, drinking, they drink as if they're drinking malua. Now, green tea is not drunk like a malua.
Okay.
You infuse, you put the sachet in the water for about 2 to 3 minutes, and the instructions are usually there on the packets. Then after that, you remove it.
What happens if I keep it there?
Because when you keep it for a long time, it starts bringing all the unnecessary ingredients and the health benefit will be completely reduced by about 70%.
So I have to
To
wait
get
for
3 to 4 minutes, enough. Remove then you sieve and drink.
Okay.
Then another thing about green tea also is that you should never take a green tea. I think this one, people may be doing this. Never take a green tea on an empty stomach. Because green tea has first of all, it reduces sugar levels in the body. That's why people who are diabetic and so on who take green tea. At times it helps them a lot in stabilizing the green tea. So if you are taking it on an empty stomach, you are going to feel very uncomfortable in the stomach, and even feel hungry. I think that's what you are doing. Secondly, also green tea has types. Just as you see in alcohol, there is pyrrhina, there is nylon. Now, it depends what type you are taking. But if you want to know the right quality of green tea to take, I think if you come to time, we can show you. If you come to Time Nutrition Center, we show you the right type, the best.
So is it also prescribed based on somebody's body type?
No, it's not. That's green tea is not according to body type. But we have there are particular type of green tea which are very good. Then there are others which can even give you a headache and make you uncomfortable. So it also depends what quality of green tea are you using. Maybe you're using a cheap quality of green tea. So that is
So please, one, check the way you are consuming the olive oil. Don't burn it for long. You can spray it on your eats, things like that. Then the green tea still, it could be on how you are using it that it ends up making you feel uncomfortable. Number 2.
In fact, if you leave it long in the cup, it even becomes sour. It becomes very bitter. It becomes very, very, very uncomfortable. Yeah, because it has brought all the impurities out.
Thank you, doctor. I've been battling constipation for 3 years now. I'm using colonal cleansing, but I get more constipated. How can you help me at Timex Nutrition Center? This is Rose Opira. She is in Lira.
Now, you see, Rose, yes, you are fighting constipation, but you can never treat and get out of constipation unless you are treating, unless you tackle what is causing the constipation. Most of the constipation in humans here is about 75%. The major reason is eating incompatible foods. As long as you are eating foods which are not compatible to our blood group and genotype, those are some of the problems we are likely to have. So that's the first thing. Secondly, of course, there could be other reasons like not taking enough water, but those can, if you are taking some drugs which could be causing constipation, but here I've not mentioned you are not taking any drugs, all that can cause constipation. But the major cause of constipation is eating incompatible foods, because it's like putting stones in a maize mill. Instead of grinding the maize, the sack of 100 kilograms in 10 minutes, it will take 2 hours because you have mixed the maize with the stones. So that is one of the problem comes in. Secondly, the very method you are using of trying to fight constipation instead causing more constipation. That's why you're getting more constipated, because you see you are doing colonal cleansing. Now, another cause of constipation is again the anti-constipation therapy, because if you are going to do colonal cleansing, they wash the air. Okay. Now, every time you wash, you see in the stomach there is what we call intestinal flora. These are the bacteria which are supposed to act on the food you are eating to help in digestion. The moment you are doing colonal cleansing, you sweep them away. So every time you are getting constipated, you sweep them away. Then the next meal you eat will find no bacteria or no intestinal flora. You get constipated. Then eventually you are moving your digestive system from the auto system where God put it to a manual. Now that is the beginning of the destruction of the.
You're forcing it to handle what it can't handle.
Yeah, yes. So that method of colonal cleansing also should stop it, because it's going to make you more constipated. Because every time you are doing it, you are removing intestinal flora.
What is colonal
cleansing? They are things they take and then they wash things out into the stomach by force. So then
they eat the same problem again and again apply this colonal cleansing.
Exactly. That is where the problem comes.
Okay. It is actually like pouring alcohol in a car engine. Which you know will not actually work. Then you go to the mechanic to clean it, but again you
put in more alcohol. That's the problem. Okay. So that is the only way, is to come to Timex Nutrition Center. We shall tell you what foods to eat. We shall give you some supplements to reconstruct your stomach back to where it was when you were 7 years of age. Then you never get constipated again. But otherwise, if you continue with all these methods, constipation is very dangerous. It can cause 40 diseases in a row. It will cause you hemorrhoids, it will cause you piles, it will cause you elongation of the intestine, the large intestine, it will cause you diseases like diverticulosis, things like prolapse, the appendicitis. All these diseases will start coming in because you get constipation. It lowers the immune system, so you start getting UTIs and so on. So better you start, I don't know your age, but if you are still in the menstrual age, it causes menstrual cramps and so on. So you better come to Timex Nutrition Center and perfect your foods. Then this constipation would be very well handled.
Doctor, thanks for the education and educating us in general. I have a lot of acid and gas in my stomach. I have been taking anti-acids, but in vain. How can I be helped at Timex Nutrition Center? This is Felista Ondoa. She's in Arua City.
So this you have to understand that the acid which you have in the stomach is induced to come when you eat a food. The acid doesn't keep in the stomach to wait for the food. The other time we talked about it. It's like saliva. Saliva will come in the mouth only when you have put their food. Now, if you put something like a food into the mouth, what will happen? The saliva will come.
Yes.
And either you'll be able to spit
Naturally.
it naturally. That's exactly what happens to the stomach. One of the reasons why you are suffering with this acid, you are eating wrong foods. So when you eat the wrong foods, either the acid is underutilized, and I think it must be blood group O. Actually, that is why most blood group O's are major victims of gas in the stomach and gastroesophageal reflux disease. Well, that's when
I didn't hear that last word. What?
Gastroesophageal reflux disease. That is the gastroesophageal reflux disease. That is whereby acid starts moving from the stomach to start coming back.
Okay.
Then they start getting sick. At times it burns these esophaguses and even causes cancer of the esophagus. Yes, but what is causing it? The problem starts in the stomach. The stomach has acid. The acid in the stomach, we said the other time, is pH between 1.5 to 2, and it is hydrochloric acid. You know, you are lacking the acidity strength. One is very, very, very strong. Then up to 6, very weak. But now the acid in the stomach is very, very strong. If the pH is 1.5 to 2, that's a very strong acid. This acid is put there specifically to kill microorganisms which could have come on the food you are eating, and also to help in digestion. Now, if your particular body and particular body systems have different acid levels in the stomach, our brothers, the blood group O's, have a lot of acid in the stomach because their body system were designed to handle. They were the original body system, so they were designed to handle all sorts of things. They were in a lot of environments, in the bush, in the forest, and so on and so on and so on. While blood group A and AB have very little acid. Now, this one with this, most of the poor suffer from this problem of GERD and gas. Mainly, most of them are blood group O's. Why? Blood group O's will bring a lot of acid. The moment you put in food in the stomach, it will bring the acid. Now, it is assuming you have brought enough, the right foods for that to work on. Now, you have brought wrong foods. What will happen? The stomach becomes as if it's a conical flask. So things start reacting in the stomach. You have put wrong foods in the body system, the acid is reacting. Then gas will start coming up. More acid will start coming in. Then the gas starts coming in and starts hitting the valves, which separates the stomach from the esophagus. Now, then the acid starts coming up and burning the esophagus. So that is where the problem is. Even if you take the antacids, yes, you have been taking antacids, yes. When you take the antacids, they are going to neutralize the acid which is in the stomach at that particular time. When you eat another food, more acid will come. So are you going to die taking antacids? For how long and for how far? So I think what you have to do, Felista, is to come to Timex Nutrition Center. Then we know what foods you are supposed to take, which would be compatible with your acids, which are acid compliant. Okay. Then you don't get this problem anymore. But as long as you don't change that, we even know we are going to have a lot of problems. And this is a very big problem, especially for blood group O's. That's why blood group O, one of their major problems is acid in the stomach, gas in the stomach, heartburns, and ulcers. Because of misutilization of acid. Okay. They are eating wrong foods, that's what comes. That's why when people come to Timex Nutrition Center with ulcers,
because of the blood group, naturally, that person has acids.
Yes.
So what you eat
determines how it must be compliant to the acid.
Determines how it will react with the acid.
Thank you very
much.
If
it is a wrong substance, the reaction will be problem.
That's why I see for our brothers, blood group A's, they have very little acid. They secrete very little acid in the stomach. And that's another problem. Because that means they cannot digest most of the foods. When blood group A and AB, they eat food, it just sits in the stomach. They have very little acid to digest it. 2, because they have little acid to digest it, in the case the food has any microorganism, they are going to get food poisoning. Because when they come also, we tell them foods which are compatible to their small acids to keep a very healthy stomach, to have a very good healthy stomach. Actually, blood group A's and AB's, one of the first problems that disturb them is the stomach. Either they are getting constipated or food poisoning. And actually, most of the diseases that end up causing them more problems begin from, many of their diseases begin from the stomach.
Tumugumeho Ivan is in Kavale. He says, I visited Timex Nutrition Center in 2016. I had diabetes and it cured. I then left the recommended diet. Now, my blood sugar levels are high again, and pressure is also high. What do I need to do?
He's called who?
He's called
Now Ivan.
Mugumeho. Ivan.
Tumugumeho Ivan. Now, Ivan, yes, one of you have choose it yourself. You see, when you come to Timex,
He says, I then left the recommended diet.
yes, that's where the problem came in. You see, when you come to, you see, among the foods we are eating,
He has found himself guilty.
50, yes, among the foods we are eating, some of it is giving you health and life. Then another part of the food is giving you disease and death.
Okay.
What has been a very big puzzle for a long time globally is to know which foods are going to kill me, which foods are supposed to give me health. And now here, that's why where nutrigenomics comes in. It will remove the foods which are going to cause you diseases and death off your plate. And you remain with only the foods which support your body system. And this is an appeal. Many people have come to Timex Nutrition Center. Some came there as early as 2015, 2013. Some of them come back when they have developed problem. Now you see, everything are cured. Now in addition, you have even developed pressure. Now you see, Ivan, the pressure, the diabetes which you are having, there is no microorganism which causes it. There is nowhere in the world where they were vaccinated against it. It is caused by the foods. So when you introduce the wrong foods, this thing came back. And this is an appeal to all people who have come to Timex Nutrition Center, from those who came there from 2010. If you were confused and misguided here and there is a lot of room for repentance. Come back. We have your files, and we shall work on you for free. We shall give you another dietary profile. Then we shall take you through, and you come back to line. Otherwise, it says that it is very bad to start coming back when you started getting problem because you left the diet. The thing is, the problem, one of the problem is that the problem is the nutrigenomics, or what we do in Timex Nutrition Center, is slightly beyond the ordinary understanding of a human being. People don't understand it. They say, how can food cause disease? How can food cause pressure? But when you ask him, but the food you are eating is the one which has grown you up from when you were born up to when you are 40, 50 years. Do you believe it's the food which has reached you there? He said, yes. Did you see it that now today I ate this and I grew here? No, that is also how it brings the disease. You are not going to see it bring the disease, but slowly but surely the diseases will creep in.
Come.
So the only solution, you come to Timex Nutrition Center. Those who have abandoned this, who had abandoned their deities, those who had forgotten them, those who lost them, those who were confused by people here and there, by us. You know, there are so many schools of thoughts in nutrition. Please come back, because you don't need to pay any more money, and then we shall get out your file, we shall give you a diet, we shall reconstruct your diet again, and then advise you, give you advice, everything for free. You don't need to pay anything when you come for, especially if you have been an audit client who had been misguided. Except if you come when now you have developed a problem. Because now, Ivan, you came when you had diabetes. Now diabetes has added even pressure, because these two diseases, they move together. They are all metabolic diseases. When you start with the pressure, diabetes is coming. You start with diabetes, you know pressure is coming. Now you need to repeat the protocol for diabetes and the protocol for pressure. So you have to buy more supplements for pressure and diabetes. That's where the problem now comes in. Yet before, you are declared. So all those people who have been lost, please come back and do that. This I've been telling people. Cellular destruction of the body caused by the wrong foods and the lifestyle strategies cannot be repaired by medicine. No.
It's by the foods.
It's supposed to be by the foods themselves to reconstruct again. That's why when you have pressure or when you have diabetes, they give you metformin and all these glyceride and all these diseases, all these medications, just to control the sugar levels in the blood. Not to go back to build the beta cells in the pancreas to produce insulin to which the body will be able to use.
Okay. This is Byaruhanga Tom, is in Masindi. I visited Timex Nutrition Center in 2019 and I had ulcers. Now that you cured them, can I reintroduce the food you had advised me not to eat again, such as milk, posho, and others?
You see now,
Byaruhanga is missing that food that you stopped him from eating.
this
But
is what
again-
actually that's where the problem comes in. When people start getting, people come to Time Execution Center when they have these conditions, and when they recover, they say, I think now
forget what
they
helped
go
them to
back.
recover.
They forget what helped them to recover. Then they go back. Then they come. Now, Mr. The good thing you haven't gone back. Like our colleague Ivan went back, and this is what happened to him. So for you, what you have to do is don't go back. The foods that we told you not to eat are the foods which are fighting your body. Why do you make your money? Why do you sweat and then buy things to fight your body?
True.
Then why are you sweating? Why are you working? You work to make money to kill yourself?
This is very simple.
So-
Mr. Byaruhanga Tom, let me be the one now to advise him. With the time we have shared, Mr. Byaruhanga Tom, it is for your own good not to dare try eat these foods that we were advised not to eat. Posho, milk, and all that is what was causing your ulcers. Not so, doctor?
Yes, yes.
Chomjisha Amelia, she's very near in Bugolovi. She says, I am diabetic for a year now, but every time my weight keeps on adding. How do I reduce the weight? I'm now 83 kilograms, but I want at least to be 73 kilograms. What can Amelia do? She's diabetic. She wants to lose some weight.
First
This
of
is,
all,
actually, she wants to take off 10 kilograms.
Amelia Chomu Gisha.
Chomjisha.
First of all, you have to understand that you don't have the right to determine your weight.
What do you mean by that, doctor?
The weight of a human being was determined by God the day you were put in your mother's uterus.
Okay.
The moment creation takes place, among the first thing that the genes will carve out will be your height. They say you, according to this, they say the height of this one is going to be 165 centimeters. Therefore, the weight must not exceed 70 kilograms. Okay? Then the genes start making all your body organs to serve 70.
Okay.
The heart you have, the size of the heart of you have, is the size I have. It is the size a man of 90 kilograms has. It is the size. But the programming varies.
Designed for
different.
everybody's particular
Some
weight.
people's hearts, because the size of the heart is the same, and the size of the blood is the same. 5 quarts, period. That's what the blood, the quantity of blood somebody has. But now, the programming, if, for example, my heart was programmed to carry 73 kilograms, 72 kilograms.
Yes.
Yours could have been programmed to carry 70. There are people, according to their height, their maximum weight is supposed to be 90 kilograms. So their heart and their blood and everything was programmed. Actually, this thing they do are programming in the computers and so on. God did this programming long ago. the heart was programmed to serve 90 kilograms.
Yes.
Now, for you, if you are programmed to be 70 and you go become 90, the program is not going to change it. They are not going to reprogram. That means your body organs are going to get stressed. So
Because the heart will not grow.
the heart is not going to grow. You are not going to have extra blood, and so you start overworking the organs.
Because a small heart is now serving a very big body.
The body was programmed. The pancreas sizes are the same. The pancreas was designed to bring to manufacture insulin for a 70-year-old body. Now you are 90. That means this is not going to, the body system cannot, it eventually starts giving way. That's why as people go moving out of their normal weight, diseases start coming up. Why? The organs start being overworked.
They get expired.
They start to get expired very quickly. So now, your weight area is supposed to be determined by the scale. So we have to know what is your height, and then we determine for you the weight you are supposed to be. Secondly, as long as you have diabetes and the weight is not going, that diabetes cannot go. As long as you have diabetes and you are not changing the diet to eat foods compatible to your blood group and genotype, that diabetes cannot go. Because you are busy trying to lose weight, but you are busy eating things which are bringing the weight. You are trying to fight to treat diabetes, but you are busy eating things which are bringing the diabetes. So I think what we have to do is to come to Timex Nutrition Center. Then we shall advise you on what foods to eat, exercise to do, lifestyle strategies to do. We shall give you some few supplements, then you take them up. Then we shall also advise you on the proper weight you are supposed to have. Then eventually the sugar levels will go on stabilizing.
Okay, let me bring in Lubobi Peter from Tinda. How often should I do a medical checkup?
Medical checkup.
Weekly, monthly, every day? How often?
A medical checkup.
Yes.
Medical checkups are very, very, very good. Very good to be done. But before you do a medical checkup, me, I would also think that you had better do a cup plate glass checkup first.
How does that, how do you do that?
First of all, you check what you are eating and your lifestyle. So Master Gorobi, first of all, Lubobi, come to Timex Nutrition Center, first of all, and know what foods to eat which are going to support your body system, which are going to support your genes and cells. Then eat the right foods. Then you can always make your checkups. You can make a checkup every month, every year. But as long as you are eating right foods, expect good results.
Okay.
But if you are not coming to Timex Nutrition Center, then you may have, depending on your age, maybe you have to do medical checkup every after 6 months. Why? We have seen scenarios where a man comes in and says, I want to work on me very quickly because I'm getting a flight. I'm going to London this night. Say, oh, we'll work on you. Because we do some small checks when you come to Timex Nutrition Center. Like we test your pressure, their sugar levels, and so on. Checking somebody's pressure, it is 200 over 110. Mark you the normal pressure is supposed to be below 140. 100 to 140 over 65 around 80. His is 200 over 110. And still he is flying at night. You tell him you cannot go move with this pressure. That's why you see people get problems in the air. Because when they go, their problems even become more complicated. So first of all, so that pressure was 200, is 200. People come on sugar levels at 25 and they're not feeling it. So I think with the modern technological advance which has come up now, I would advise some and the demystification of tests. Because before, to test for diseases, you have to get some of first of all, the testing should be, the medical checkup should be in 2 ways. One, you should be able to, at your home, to check yourself up on certain things which can be possible.
How is that done, Doctor?
For example, you can buy a BP machine. Every day you can check your pressure.
Okay.
You can buy a glucometer. Every time you can find out your sugar levels, how they are, because they will tell you the normal range. Check your weight. Are you in normal weight or you are going above? Those are the first aid checkups. Then annually, you can go and do a completely whole body checkup to find if there's anything going on. But if you have a proper diet and you are checking these simple things here, expect to have very good results even when you go for a checkup.
So the primary checkup
is important.
Is checking what you eat.
Checking what you eat and checking some simple things like diabetes, pressure, things like...
How did you say diabetes can be checked by an individual on their own?
Of course, there's what they call glucometer. These diabetes testing machines are available in pharmacies. They are very cheap. 110,000, you buy. And the instructions are there. So you just go prepare yourself, maybe once a week and find out. You just put the normal range will be there. Then you find out. Say, oh, my sugar is okay. The pressure you put on, you buy these BP blood pressure machines. They are also available in pharmacies. That's why they are available. You don't even need a prescription to go and buy a glucometer or a blood pressure machine. You don't need.
So this is how I've understood you in terms of advice to Mr. Lubobi. He can do it himself.
The initial first, yeah.
If he eats right.
You buy, first of all, a normal person who wants his health, he must have a weighing scale in his house.
Okay.
You must have a BP machine in your house and a glucometer. Then A week or 2 weeks, you check your weight, you see how you are doing. As long as you can calculate the normal weight and know whether you are in your normal weight or not. Check your sugar levels, check your BP, even before you go to a hospital. That helps you a lot. Because people start moving to hospital when pressures have gone 210. People are collapsing. Okay? Because these diseases are creeper. Pressure can be up to certain body system. Pressure goes up to 200 when he's not feeling anything. And he's doing his normal work. You just see somebody collapsing.
True.
You just see somebody fainting. So these are some of the challenges. Why? But if you have a routine, when you see them out of the normal, you can see your BP, or you can visit your GP, tell him I measure this pressure with this, can you measure it again and advise? Or you can come, but if you have come Trimex and you are eating the right foods, of course, those parameters will always be good.
Okay. Simon Peter Omoding is in Soroti. What is the effect of people of the same blood group marrying each other?
Absolutely, there is no effect.
Really?
You see, here in nutrigenomics, there are 3 things we look at. Let's look at the
blood group, or can marry a blood group.
Any blood groups can do intermarrying, no problem. There's no problem. There's no problem. Only that the children, of course, there's no that when people of the same blood group get married, they reproduce children who have weak. No, it's not there. You can marry similar blood groups can get married very, very, very well. On the biological part of it, they have no problem. And actually, even on the social, the advantage, the more advantage they have,
yes,
they rhyme.
How? Socially?
Socially. Because if you're a blood group O and this one is an O,
they have the same mannerism.
They have the same mannerism.
But like Paul's repair, doctor.
No, this one is a different. Here in the blood group system, like Paul's attract. For example, you can find them quarreling, and for example, if you have blood group O's, for them they are very straightforward. When you have annoyed him, he will tell you straight off. So they can fight and do what, and you quarrel the whole night. The following day, you find them taking breakfast. They have even forgotten that they fought yesterday. That's why they make a very good marriage. Now, if you have blood group
which is not the case if an A
marries an O, yes, because for example, the blood group A's, they don't want noise, they don't want people to disturb them. Most of them, they don't even want visitors. To visit them, you have to make an appointment. And so they get so much. They are more of introverts, and they even look at the minor details. If you place this thing there, and somebody came and turned it like this, that will disturb his head. Now, if he's getting married to an O would be he wants loud music.
Very bad.
You tell him let's go to a disco, and A cannot go to a disco. They come back when they are tired. You tell you I don't want noise. I don't want to go to those discos. Now, so you find how a couple can have some social problems.
Yes.
Because of, but if they are all they say, Dad, disco, hey, let's go, and they are all there. And they dance the whole night and they'll come back. So that apart from this is the social life that may be a bit, actually their social life when they get married, it works very well. Because for example, you find a man is A and a woman is A. That's a very quiet home. They don't entertain visitors anyhow. To go there, you have to make an appointment. And even when you go there, they ask you where do you hope to go. So apart from the social, but in the health, biological, no problem.
How about the children? Do they get affected?
The children either take a dad or mom.
How? These are people with the same blood group.
Yes. For example, a blood
whichever they take is okay.
A blood group A getting married to an A. Either the children will be A or O.
It could be a bigger program to understand how babies choose.
It's like when a child is born, either he'll have a head of his father or his mother.
That is more interesting. Now there is an interesting one here. So to answer him, that is
Simon Peter.
Simon Peter. So blood group mates can marry
and actually they can make a very good home because
and they can actually make a very good relationship.
They understand each other very well.
Okay. Agaba Peter is from Fort Portal. What foods can I eat to boost my sex libido? I have tried my things, but in vain. I think you wanted to say, I have tried many things, but in vain.
We had the other time a whole
discussion. Yes,
discussion
for a whole hour
about
some good minutes.
sex libido and for sexual dysfunction. But you see, sex libido and has much more to do with many things. It is not only about food. But however, the first, I mean it's not about what foods to eat, but the first and foremost, you must eat foods compatible to your blood group and genotype. That's why you see they will tell you that coffee is very good for sex libido. Other people take it,
Nothing happens.
Nothing happens. Others will take it and it may work. So it's all about foods compatible to your blood group and genotype. First of all, you have to understand that the sex life works on the speed at which blood circulates in the body system. And the foods which help in blood circulation differ from one body system to another. So that is where the whole issue is. While coffee is very good to particular body systems, it is very dangerous for particular body system. Okay. So if you think, that's why you see some people, they will take a mirondos, they take all those sort of things, it works and they die, then to others it will work, others doesn't
Some
work.
other person will not.
So the most important thing is to have the right foods to eat, which are very, very, very compatible to your body system.
When you eat right, the body will operate perfect in
every department of your body system will be catered for. That's number one. Number two also is the right exercises.
Okay.
Because some people's stress and strain lies in the muscle. Now if they don't exercise, they are going to have an effect on the sex life. Then the stress levels, the environment in which they are, the ambience, so many things. Actually, if you came to time, what is his name? I think what you have to do, come to Timex Nutrition Center. Then we shall give you a whole full package. Then your manpower will come back, and when it comes back, it will come back for once and for all. It will never go back.
Doctor,
so
this is
our
our
have to rely on Viagra's and so on.
The prince has to read news for Ugandans. But Dr. Tamale, thanks for your programs. I observed people in the rural areas live long with less ailments than urban dwellers, yet the food we eat in urban areas comes from the rural areas. Why?
Who is that?
This is John Fisher Chibirango. He's in Chitante.
Yes.
He brings in our very last question.
Okay, the biggest difference in there, one,
the cassava, matoke and lumonde we eat comes from the rural areas.
Yes.
How come those people benefit from it and we don't?
Because for you, your work is to eat. For them, their work is to work, do a lot of things. They don't have value addition on they don't add things when they are going to eat those foods. Okay, which keeps them a bit healthy. An ordinary man in a village, on average, walks 20 kilometers, going to the field, coming back, collecting water and so on. All that he goes to dig for you, the food is going to bring you in Kampala. For you drive your Mercedes Benz, your SUV, you go to a market, you buy the things, put them in the boot, then drive back home. Then you cook. Now they put their oil, they put their all sorts of things. Then you took breakfast, you took chapati, you took what? You cannot equal to them. Then when you check the kilometers you have walked in a day, you have walked less than a kilometer. Because you moved in a Mercedes Benz into an office, a lift, up, coffee, tea, then you went back. Then when it feels not so right, there's already go to a gym, I think you find them trying to digest what they have eaten.
Actually, the doctor's advice.
Yeah, but so the way of life plays a very big role for the for them. They don't fry these things. They don't have the thing that.
But it is very clear.
Yes,
it is very clear. Let me see his name once again. This is Mr. John Fisher Chibidango.
Yeah,
like doctor says, you people here in town, with the exception of me, your work is only to eat. The guys in the villages do a lot to ensure that you have that food.
And they also eat
Actually, after digging it, they carry it to the lorry. Doctor, your last remark as we wind up. We just have 1 minute.
Thank you very much. Viewers, thank you very much for liking our health and for tuning on this program. Timex Nutrition Center, we are found on Nasa Road, Conrad Plaza, on the 2nd and 3rd floor. The message is, if you are having any ailment you have, or you are having a friend you are treating any disease, be sure and rested, you will not recover until you come to tackle the root cause of the problem.
Okay.
So for those of you who have not fallen sick, it's high time you come to avoid, prevent diseases. So
Don't
that you
wait
don't wait so that
to
you
fall
live a
sick.
full life. Those who have been there and they had forgotten their diets and so on, please come back and we'll do you again. It will be for free, so because the offer is already there. Thank you very much. Wish you a good
Thank you so much, doctor.
Welcome.
You helped a workmate of mine. She's smart in some dress here. I think it is about the kind of diet advice that you gave her.
It's true.
Yeah, those dresses didn't used to be smart. She used not to look like that. So we thank you so much for watching. That is all we had for you this evening. And I think this is our first program 2023. We have more up to December. Keep it with us. Kijana Ngoma Edward Rukidi is here with the news. Please do not miss it. Bye-bye and good night. Doctor, thank you for coming.
You're welcome.
At Timex Nutrition Center, we advise you on the right foods to eat, exercise profile to adopt, and lifestyle strategies which are compatible to your blood group and genotype. This empowers your body to prevent and treat many diseases like diabetes, blood pressure, arthritis, ulcers, obesity, and many others. For more information, find us at our head office in Kampala on Nassa Road, Conrad Plaza, 2nd floor, or call 0758 819 952 or 0778 288 361. We also have other branches in Bara and Jinja. At Timex Nutrition Center, we advise you on the right foods to eat, exercise profile to adopt, and lifestyle strategies which are compatible to your blood group and genotype. This empowers your body to prevent and treat many diseases like diabetes, blood pressure, arthritis, ulcers, obesity, and many others. For more information, find us at our head office in Kampala on Nassa Road, Conrad Plaza, 2nd floor, or call 0758 819 952 or 0778 288 361. We also have other branches in Bara and Jinja.